Hi, this is Sarah Marks, one of the librarians here at UMass Lowell. For this video, I'm going to give you a brief overview of our EndNote system, including the website version, which is in the cloud, and our software version. Let's start here. This is myendnoteweb.com, and this is the virtual version of the EndNote system. You can use both the software and the web version. The web version is completely free and will sync with that desktop software version for you. I'm going to show you how to do that throughout these videos. But first, let's just do an overview of what we have here. The first time, you do need to create an account, so please make sure you do that. Use your UMass Lowell credentials. It won't really matter with the online version, but sometimes it's easier to remember those credentials than making up a new set. I already have an account, so I'm going to make sure it has the right password and sign in. You're able to use both the software and the online version, and everything will sync up with just a few steps. But for some databases, like our EBSCOhost databases, using the virtual version, which you can get to as long as you have an internet connection on your computer, far faster than you can get to the software. Once you're here, it'll start loading up your references. And you can see that you have your memberships, what groups it goes into. Those are your way to organize it. Any attachments that you've attached to this, and any figures you might have attached to it. So you can attach figures separately from the PDF if that's how things are downloaded. There's also links to URLs for things that are already installed. Over here on the left, you can see the different groups I've set up. Anything with two people's silhouettes next to it are ones that have been shared with other people so that they can see my collection as well. On here, you have the option to import your references. There is an online search through this and the software. We highly encourage you to just skip it. It only has a few options that we actually have. It's far easier to search our databases and import them into the collection. And I will show you how to do that in a different video. You can organize, including finding any duplicates that might be in your list. So you don't have to worry, did I find this article already? You can just insert them all and then do the Find Duplicates option to get rid of those duplicates. In Format, you'll find the Cite While You Write plugin, which will be something that attaches to your Microsoft Word system so that you can actually add those citations in as you're writing. In your options, you can reset passwords, add in email addresses, deal with your language, etc. And in downloads, you have a couple options, including capture reference, which you can put on your toolbar on your browser. And when you find web pages that you want to cite, you can automatically add them in. This is really helpful for people who use open access journals, government documents, and other free websites that don't automatically create citations for you. And of course, we have another video that shows you how to use capture reference. All of these will be individually discussed. This is also where Cite While You Write downloads are included, and you can see it does do Windows and Mac. Now, what about the software? Here you can see my piece of the software for the Mac. So everything I'm going to show you for the software is Mac specific. There's a couple things to keep in mind, the difference for PCs and Macs. That is primarily creating a library. In the Mac version, I have to create a library specifically. Go to New and create my library. You only want to make one library. You don't want to make multiple libraries. And that can get confusing. For PCs, it happens automatically, but for Macs, you have to create one, but only create one. Even if you have different fields or different topics that you're searching, use your groups as the way to organize that. When you're here, you'll go to Preferences, and Preferences will allow you to do things like sync. Now you need to enable sync, and then you need to use that username and password. If you haven't created that virtual versions account and you're not going to use the virtual version, don't worry about syncing. But if you're using both, enable the sync, create the account online, and then put the content here. I've clicked to sync automatically, but I also do sync as I go, just to make sure. Everything else you shouldn't have to change in your preferences. Now let's look at what I have here in my window. This is my sync button. Every time I make a change, I make sure to sync, just so what I'm seeing here is automatically uploaded to the virtual system and vice versa. Next, I have options to share a library. That means I share the groups individually. Finding full text will go through my collection and find the full text if it's not already attached. I can, and this is a way a lot of people are using this, when I interlibrary loan an article, I automatically attach the PDF delivered to its citation in EndNote so that I always have it there waiting for me. And I can see, here's an example of something that's got a PDF attached to it. So you can see now here on the right, I can see the individual pages in that citations PDF. Next to it, I have reference updates. Things change. Some company got some detail wrong, the volume, the issue, the spelling. It will go through my collection and update those citations if additional information has been added about the article or authors, or corrected information has been changed. It will show up automatically. And then here I can add a new reference. And a lot of people don't use this one, but if you have a reference from another source, like a Word file, you can use this to add it. When I'm looking at my individual attachments, I can change what I'm seeing just by playing with these. So it gives me the general author, year, title, etc. But as I go down, I can insert DOIs, PMCIDs, keywords, abstracts, and here's a section for my notes and research notes. This way I can make my content part of this record. Down here you'll see I can change to the styles that are available, but I can add another style if the one I like isn't here. And the nice thing about the software is that it comes with plenty of options on what you can include. And then of course I can add my PDF. Over here you'll see my attachment option, and I can attach something. So let's look at the article that's got something attached. Now I have other options. I can look at the full PDF. I can email the PDF. I can even rotate things and then add in different toolbars. So that's the overview of your both the online and software version of EndNote. In the next set of videos, I'm going to show you how to export from databases and import into EndNote, either the software or the online version.